Welcome to our podcast, Learning, Leading Now, where we talk all things education and Mobile County Public Schools. I'm your host, Renee Phillips. I'm a mom of 2 boys in Mobile County Public Schools, and I'm Director of Communication for Mobile County Public Schools. And we are joined by our co-host.
I'm Sally Erickson. I'm a graduate of Mobile County Public Schools, and I'm the Community Engagement Specialist.
And our special guest today.
My name is LLN-Inez Thomas. I am a teacher at Linecoff Elementary School, and I'm also a graduate of Mobile County Public Schools.
Where'd you graduate?
Viger High School.
The school that Spirit built.
Yes.
Lots of pride at Viger.
913.
And so this is a great story. So we have our podcast. We've been doing this for a while now, and we went to Linecoff, the fabulous school where you are a fabulous teacher.
Thank you.
And we went with WKRG, where they surprised you as a Golden Apple Award winner.
Yes, that was amazing.
It was fun.
It was awesome.
You were surprised.
I was in tears. I was just that shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we took some pictures, and you said, I listened to your podcast.
Yes.
So I said, let's have you on the podcast. So here
Thank
you
you.
are.
Oh, we're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
So Linecoff, tell us a little bit about Linecoff. It's kind of a hidden jewel in Mobile.
It is. Linecoff is in the Midtown area, close to Government Michigan Avenue. That's where we're located. We have about over 500 students there. We have an upper campus and a lower campus, and I'm one of the upper campus teachers there. I'm a 3rd grade teacher. I've been teaching at Linecoff for 9 years. Yeah, this is my 9th year at Linecoff. Before I came to Linecoff, I was at Collins Roads Elementary in 8 Mile, where I taught 1st grade for 2 years, and then I was moved to 3rd grade, like at the beginning of my 3rd year, about to teach 1st grade, they moved me to 3rd grade. Like, I set up my classroom and everything.
You were ready.
And she said, look, it's time to move from I had a teacher left that left the system, so I need you to move to 3rd grade, and that's where I've been since.
I think it's amazing because with teaching, you guys are so versatile because that
You
happens
have to
quite
be.
a bit. And
You
that changes.
have to be very flexible.
It changes your whole year,
It
doesn't it?
does.
It's like
It
your
does.
lessons are completely different. Your
Yes.
focus, the way children are so different
Right.
in 1st grade to 3rd grade.
To 3rd grade, yes.
And,
yes.
and you pivoted.
Yeah, I did. I mean, and I didn't think that it would, I thought it would be a problem. But, I mean, I think I made the transition very well. And once I got there, I didn't want to leave. I'm like, what? You're moving me from 1st grade? What? But, and it was fine. I mean, I had to just think of some similarities. Okay, like these students here, they're still coming up to me, tattling, still got the runny noses, still need the shoestrings tied, and either way, they still want to learn. I still have to pour into them just like I would with the babies. So, but what I did like about it is they were more independent, as far as doing their work. They still wanted to do the cutesy stuff, the fun things, but they were more independent, so.
That's when, as we say, you move from learning to read to reading to learn.
Yes.
So you saw a lot of that firsthand.
I did, yes.
And it stuck because you're still teaching 3rd grade.
Yeah, still teaching 3rd grade. I love it. I love it. Even with the complications that come with it, there's so much that has changed for 3rd graders. It's a magnitude of things that's required for them right now. The Alabama, the Literacy Act, that's going on now, where students have to be able to read on grade level by the end of 3rd grade. It's a lot. I mean,
A lot of pressure.
it's a lot of pressure, but I'm here for it all.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
And we're glad you are.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
And it's so fun too, because when we go into the classrooms to do the Golden Apple, which we love to do, we always just surprise the teacher, and they always keep going.
Yeah.
And Bill Riles will start asking some questions,
Yeah.
and you just keep rolling with it,
Yeah.
right? Like he's
Yeah.
got a camera in your face, and you have 20-something children we need all the attention.
I was shocked when he walked in there, and the kids were like, "What's going on?" I think with them, they saw the sheriff.
Oh yeah.
They're like, okay,
'Cause they're
so
a
Cheryl
sponsor.
coming
They're
in
a
too. It was
sponsor,
one of
uh-huh.
the sponsors, and yeah, so they're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, and even with that day when they came in, my grade level, we usually dress down on Fridays. So they said, hey, let's dress up this week and let's do this and let's do that. So I made sure I was, I came for it. I had my pretty dress on. I had my hair done, because we dress up a lot of time. We do either costumes, depending on
Spirit
the
days.
occasion. Yeah. So, when they said, let's do a dress up day, I'm like, okay, let's dress up. So came in, and then my our grade level champion, that's like the person, the liaison between the grade level to the principal. She said, hey, we have some people coming in to see your intervention. Like, go ahead and start your intervention. I'm like, now I just walked in. So we got started with that, and she said, hey, but, it's some people from the school board, so make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. I'm like, okay, but we know you got it because you're always on point. Like, sure, no problem. So we started our intervention and teaching away, doing my intervention, and when everybody started walking in, like, okay, no problem. We're used to people walking in to observe, but then I saw the camera. When I saw the camera, I'm like, what's going on? And I saw Bill Riles. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
They got me.
Yeah,
They got me.
I think that's what you said.
And that, yeah. And when and the tears just started flowing. I'm like, it was special. It was surprising, but it was special to know that somebody recognized me, for what I was doing. I mean, but I would do it regardless.
Yeah.
But I mean, because I love it. I mean,
Do you remember who recognized you? I can't remember. Was it students or a fellow teacher?
it was teachers. I think it was a couple parents. But yeah, mostly teachers. It was mostly teachers that recognized me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's rewarding.
And my principal, yeah,
Yeah.
they recognized
She was
me.
excited. Miss Bill
Yes,
Payne.
Yes.
Yeah. We got to visit. So Miss Belle Payne, she's a great leader
She
at
is.
Linecoff, and
She
she's very
is.
proud of you that day. We got to go visit her sister today,
Okay.
who had the countywide teacher of the year.
Okay.
So similar, and we can tell you because this is breaking news, hot off the
Yes.
presses.
All
So
right.
just done today. Sally was organizing this along with Diane in our office, and we have a committee that looks at all the teacher of the year applications
Okay.
and picks an elementary, middle, and high school winner. So
Okay.
let's Sally, tell us about. So we were at Gilliard.
Yes, Gilliard, and the winner there is Chrissy Brown. She is a
Awesome.
fourth grade teacher.
Okay.
And she's only in her third year of teaching, but she has already really distinguished herself.
good.
And what was really touching, you're talking about how teachers had nominated you.
Yeah.
All the other fourth grade teachers, and that's a big school, 800 kids.
Yes.
They all came out to support her and
Support her.
show her how happy they were for her. And so that was a really great moment.
Congratulations.
And you'll
Yeah.
appreciate this. All the kids were sitting like crisscross applesauce,
Yeah.
reading their little book and doing their activity.
Yeah.
And she was in shock. And we walked in, and then
good.
we got some video over later. So she just kept rolling back into her role of teacher, and the kids were excited.
That's
and
good.
yeah,
Yeah, for such a young
Congratulations.
person, she was just very unflappable. She just, it was like she was meant to do this. It was not a problem for her. She just could deal with whatever. So
Right.
she's really cute. And then let's see, did you want to go on to the other and
Yeah,
break the news of the
middle
others?
school.
Okay. Our middle school, the top middle school teacher of the year for Mobile County Public Schools is Justine Wilson, who teaches at Grand Bay. She has been teaching for 13 years.
Awesome.
And one of the things that caught our attention with her application was she emphasized the importance of being a mentor to other teachers and how important it was to support your fellow teachers and try to help them avoid burnout, make every effort to connect with them.
Right.
And so we really liked that about her application, in addition that she's extremely passionate about history, and she loves engaging with her students with her history lessons.
And she was funny because she had a Scholars Bowl meet in 1 hour. So she was worried, like, how long are y'all going to, like, she was perfect.
Right, it's
And
time to-
she did it.
yeah, I
and then
got to
she's
go.
like, I really have to set up for this,
Right.
She was in
Scholars
task
Bowl
mode.
match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see?
yeah.
See?
And so we said, we'll do this quickly. And then,
Yeah.
but her kids loved her. And I think
good.
anytime, like, your children, too, in your classroom, when
Right.
they get so excited to see
Yes.
their teacher
That's
recognize,
right. That's
you know, that
right.
y'all are doing something
And they were
right.
still talking about it. That's
Yeah.
what they do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
So, and then our
Yeah, the
high
high
school
school.
winner.
Our high school winner is Roseanne Bird, who is a 19-year teacher.
Awesome,
She's been
Roseanne.
teaching at Citronelle for 11 years.
Okay.
And her big specialty is AP courses. And she's certified in 4 subjects. And she implemented the A+ college and career program in the school last year, and it's made a huge difference in test scores.
Good.
So she is just fantastic. And I believe she was headed to D.C. with her daughter for the inauguration.
Yeah, here's the funny thing is that so we do this, and the committee gives the scores, and then we call the principal and give them like a day heads up to get it together. And so we called the schools, and we called Citronelle, and they called back, and they said, she's not going to be here tomorrow. She's getting on an airplane. So we were like, well, I guess we're coming right now.
Right now.
And so it was fantastic. We got the assistant principal drove all the way to Saraland to buy flowers and back and a cake. The board member, Mr. Parsons, made it there on last minute. We made it with the TV crew.
That's good.
And we walked in there and gave her award.
That's good.
And I was glad because then she could get on the plane and go do
Yeah,
her
and-
thing.
yes.
And yeah.
Give us something to talk about while she's on it. I can't believe I won.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's great.
Well, and I should have mentioned also we had our board members, Mr. Johnny Hatcher, come to Grand Bay, and then we had Ms. Sherry Dillahay McDade. She's District 1, I believe. No, I'm sorry.
I think it's
District
4. And
She's
she's
4. She's in
yours
our
too.
district.
She
Yes.
came to Gilliard, and
Yes.
she had also been visiting Barton to honor some other teachers there. So she's had a
Okay.
very busy morning. So we appreciate it when our board members come to these events.
Yeah,
So-
I appreciate all 3 of them and all 5 of them. Really, they love that call when they get it that says, "Hey, you have a teacher of the year."
They get
or a
bragging
golden
rights.
apple. They like to bring you before the school board. And have you done that?
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah,
Yes. Like I could be recognized again.
That was fun, huh?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, and we love it too because we have so much that goes on day to day in the school system. And some days are hard, but then days like that, it just makes it worth it.
It makes it
Reminds us why we
worthwhile.
do this, like that part of being able to recognize teachers.
Right.
Yeah. So 3rd grade. So we talked about this, and I know Bill Riles asked you about this when he was interviewing you. We hear about that grade a lot because of the Alabama Literacy Act. And you mentioned it, and I know Sally organizes our Learning Leading You, where we bring members of the community in, and we just talked about that with them earlier this week, explaining that we really, our kids do a great job. It puts a lot of pressure, but we had a very high percentage rate, like 91% of our students passed the test.
Right.
And some of that takes extra intervention steps. You were talking
does.
about intervention. So what are you doing? So you take the test, you pass it. If you need help, we invite you to our summer literacy camps, and we
Right.
help you there. We're intervening. And if you don't pass the test eventually, you do have an option where you can turn in a portfolio. But we're doing everything not just in 3rd grade, but pre-K on up.
Yes,
So tell us, what
exactly.
does that look like? Because you're working every day to make sure these kiddos can read.
Right. So right now we're starting our ACAP intervention, getting the students ready for the spring summative assessment. What we're using is something that has the same standards that will be assessed on the ACAP. We look at the blueprints from Mobile County that was provided to us, along with the instructional supports, the what are they called? The blueprints, the instructional supports, and it was something else we had. It'll come back to me. But we look at those, and we look at the standards, which gives us like a layout to follow. It kind of shows us how the questions will be asked, sample questions, so that we can make sure that we drive our instruction, make sure our instruction is intentional. So we have taken the practice ACAP, and what the practice ACAP is some retired tests that we get a chance to give the students just to see how they would probably do in the spring. And then based on that, we'll get an item analysis, and based on where the students' deficits are, we know what intervention to provide for them. So that's what we're doing right now. We did a practice test, so now we're using that to kind of guide our intervention. So we've been giving them lessons, and we put them into different groups just based on where they've fallen,
Right.
and just trying to help, get them ready for the springtime.
So you know every single one of your students backwards and forward, right? You know their strengths, their
And
weaknesses,
yes,
and you're helping
yes,
them
and
every
just
day.
helping them with that.
Yeah. You're like a doctor.
Yeah.
prescribing, you
For
need help with this,
educational,
you
yeah.
need help with this, and we're going to work on
And we're
it.
going to work on that. Yeah. And when I say every day, we are doing it 3 times a day. We have a morning group, afternoon, morning 8:15. We have a 12:15, and then we have a 2 o'clock group. So we have 3 different groups. So they're being pulled all day.
Yeah.
We have reading and math ACAP practice going on.
And that intervention, because
Yes.
most importantly, that test is used as a measure, but the most important part is they're getting those reading skills so they
Yes.
can be successful 4th grade,
Right.
middle school, high school, and beyond.
Beyond, yes.
So if we have
Exactly.
parents listening, what can we do as parents to help our kids read and love to read?
Read with them, model, just like we have to do in the classroom. Your child, they're watching you. So if you're a reader, they'll want to be a reader. I don't care if you're reading menus, you're reading billboards. Not too many people have magazines, but I remember when I was a kid, we used to get the highlights magazines, and my mom would sit there with us and read the magazine with us, read the jokes, even newspaper, the comics. She would sit there and read with us. And when I say she would be just extra with it, laughing at everything and just, look at this, look what happened in the world here. But just modeling that for your kids and just letting them know how important reading is. If you're not a reader, you're going to miss out on so much that's going on in the world. Technology has taken over, and you can get Google to read it to you. But if we instill that in our students, the love of reading, they'll always want to do it.
Yeah.
So.
And it's interesting you mentioned that because Sally and I were talking about that today, just the reading a newspaper or a magazine.
Yeah.
And how enjoyable that is,
Yeah.
right, Sally?
Well, you're just reminding me of one of my very first school visits on this job was to Leinkauf, and they were having the book tasting. And I just thought that was such a clever way to get students
Right.
excited about reading. It's not just that there are a lot of different books to try, but the idea is that it's a tasting. You try it. If you don't like it, then move on to the next book.
Something else. There's more
And I
there.
just thought that was such a great way to get them engaged.
Yes. And speaking of the book tasting, that's something that the students look forward to every year. One year we did like different countries. So we were reading books based on a country that your grade level was assigned to. So one year we had China. So everything that we were reading was based on the culture of China. This year we had Africa. Well, 2024, we had Africa. So everything was, we read books, we had foods from the culture. We learned about how they dress, just everything from what the kids do, what the communities are about. We learned everything about it. Not only were we reading books from those different places, we were doing videos, we did projects, so just more opportunities for the students to read and research and just, want to do it. Listening to music, even music from those different places, helped them to just become familiar with it. So what the book tasting is, we
look forward to it every year too.
Yes, we have different
communication.
vendors. We have vendors come,
Food.
and it's really not just book tasting. It's Child Nutrition Day, or I don't know if it's the day or a month, but we recognize that part too. So we have vendors come in. They're giving the students healthier options, food options.
Bishop State usually comes.
Bishop State is there. We had someone from, I forgot the different companies, but we have about 5 or 6 different groups there giving the children. I know we had fresh corn. They were giving them potatoes, and one of the kids said, "What is this? I've never seen this." And the lady had her try it. It was, fruit, some fruit that they never had. But yeah. So not only are you tasting foods, you're tasting different genres of books as well.
Yeah. And that's important too, because when I've gone to, I've noticed that like they're encouraging you to, you may like fiction or mysteries or comedies or whatever
Right.
you like, or now the graphic novels. I know those are really big. I saw at one library recently, they're redoing all the classics into graphic novels. And I thought that's a good way to do it because that'll keep kids' attention. But it's also that encouraging them, if this is what you normally like to read, try this genre. You might
Yes.
like it.
Yes.
That's the tasting part, right?
That's the tasting part, yes.
Yeah. So what genre do you ladies like to read?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I love historical fiction. And I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Little Women, but I don't enjoy all the classics. Some of them are a little bit difficult to get through. So I was very interested in the idea of a graphic novel to get younger children interested in some of those tomes that are a little bit intimidating.
Right.
And mainly historical fiction. That's mainly what I like to dive into.
I like some mysteries. I love historic fiction. I'm doing one right now, and it's kind of a neat concept. It's by any other name, but it's this theory that maybe William Shakespeare didn't write all his own books. And that he had help from some people, particularly some women during the time, and they
that's
weren't
great.
allowed to write an author. So,
Interesting.
because it was a lot of plays that he wrote in a short amount of time, and did he really travel to Denmark when there's no records, and Italy and all these places that his books are set? So now it's got me Googling and looking up.
Good
And
concept,
so,
yeah.
but it's fascinating because you're bringing in some of that history, and then you're making it fictional. So I love that. What genre do you like?
I don't know. I like realistic fiction. I'm a little bit of a mystery person too.
Yeah.
But, being a teacher, I read so many different books, but what the kids like, I kind of, go with whatever they like too. Junie B. Jones,
Oh, yeah, cute.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
Oh, the
those
Wimpy
type
Kid
of
books are so cute.
the different books like that. But yeah.
So I'm trying to think of, so when my boys were third grade, one of them liked, is it Dog Man?
Oh,
And they're making that a movie.
really?
Yeah,
I didn't
saw
tell the
they were-
kids that.
Yeah, like that looks interesting because that's a weird concept.
Yeah,
It's like half
yeah.
dog, half man.
Yeah, Dogman books. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
still
they love that.
popular?
It's still popular.
Yeah.
It's still popular. And we have to kind of tell them, look, you need to read some nonfiction books.
Yeah.
So, and it's up to us. We make it interesting. The books that we use for our reading program, Open Court, it has so many different genres of books within there. So that kind of helps them to, venture out to new things.
Because
to do
every
different-
kid's different.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Even mine growing up, one liked mythology and one preferred the historic fiction, more the World War II. He liked all those little action books that
Right.
incorporated actual events.
Yes.
And I've never really been able to get into fantasy, but a lot of people love it.
Yeah,
So-
my older son likes that. And anime. He loves anime.
Anime.
And they read it backwards to front. Have you seen those
No.
books?
Oh.
Yeah, if you go to the bookstore, flip it over and read it back to front.
Well, on one of my visits to Lankoff, I met two little girls, and I want to say they were in third grade, but they might have been fourth grade, who proudly announced to me that they had written a book together.
They were in, if I'm not mistaken, they were in first grade at the time, and they are now third graders.
So now they're yours.
Yes.
They were best friends.
Yes. They've written a book, and they read it to everybody. We had a broadcast at Lioncoff. We called it GLN, Golden Leprechaun News. And they went on Golden Leprechaun News and read the book to the school, school-wide. And like I said, now they're in third grade.
So how are they
Have a
doing in
jo-
their reading?
Oh, awesome. Awesome. One of them, she's gone to another school, but yeah, one is still there with us.
Are
and
they
she's
doing a
still-
sequel?
You know what? I'm going to ask her about that.
We need to encourage
I'll
it,
ask her
yeah.
about that, yeah. But it did encourage other students to want to write books.
Yeah.
Once they were on Golden Leprechaun News, everybody were like, hey, I want to write a book. I want to write a book. Yeah.
And now with so many tools, you can do it. Even if
And-
you print it on your own, but there's all these self-publishing.
You can send it off and actually, they'll have their own book. And really, we did that one year when I was at Collins Rose. One of the teachers on our grade level, she had everybody in her class write a book, and they made it like one. Well, they wrote a narrative, and they put it into one big book. She sent it off to a publisher or something, and it was one big book for the class, and everybody got a copy.
Oh, neat.
My son, when he was in probably third or fourth grade, so your age of your
Right.
students, he did that. He was at Mary B. Austin, and he
Okay.
wrote a mythology book called The Egyptian Cave. It wasn't very long, but it had chapters, and he took all his friends and made them characters in the
I
book.
like that.
And they
I
all
like
had
that.
different like Egyptian whatever. But I printed it at Office Depot and took it in, and I love the teachers because they let him have a signing day, and he gave out copies and they signed
his
it.
book.
And
Yeah.
so I love just
Yeah.
being able to encourage your kids. Don't you love
Right.
doing that?
Yes, encourage them to read and write.
Yeah.
Be readers and writers. Yes.
Well, do y'all ever invite celebrity guests to come in and read to the children?
We actually have something in the making right now with our librarian, Miss Nunn. She has authors coming into the school. What did she call it? I can't think of her name, the name she called it. But the authors are going to come in and talk to the third, fourth, and fifth graders and encourage them to write and become authors themselves, young authors.
Yay.
It's similar to the Young Authors Conference, but yeah, that's in the making right
Yeah.
now.
Well, the first time I read to some children, I was kind of inexperienced about how big the class would be and how small the book was that I was holding. And I felt really bad because I was holding it up so they could see the pictures.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, it was a
See the work.
huge classroom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
next time I picked a book that was a little bit larger.
But well, you can, we have several websites that have books that you can display on the smart board.
I think that's what I'm
that
gonna
could have been
request next time.
You can display it on the smart board and use that technology to show it and read it.
And if
them.
parents want to read at home, we have access to a lot of books too on
We
the school
do.
system's website.
We do. Epic is a real big one that we use in the classroom. Get Epic. You can sign up for free, and students already have an account that they use in the classroom. Most of them know their class codes, so that's a big one. Big Universe was one that we used to use too. I don't use it this year. Like I said, I use Get Epic, and My Own is another one that parents can log on to.
Well,
for
and
books.
United Way of Southwest Alabama is encouraging parents of younger children to take part in the Dolly Parton Imagination Library because that's free, and you can sign your child up as an infant, and then you start receiving books each month, and you can get them for up to 5 years. So
awesome.
I think that's a fantastic program.
It is.
Yeah, because it helps prepare them for kindergarten. Because that's so important to be, reading
reading.
something when you come into school. Also, the library has the Hoopla app. Sorry, if you have a library account, so you
Oh,
can
yes,
get
that
as
is a very
adults
handy
or
app.
children. You can go on and get the audiobooks or the books and read them. So that's great.
So when the library is closed for whatever reason, that shouldn't stop us from reading.
That's right.
Yes, always
That's
always
right.
read. So any last words as we wrap up for your fellow teachers, our listeners, anybody?
Parents, get in touch with your teachers. Make sure that you know how your students are doing, how your children are doing. Look at their grades on Schoology. It's available to you every week. So if you have a question or a comment about your child's grade, make sure you reach out to your teachers. If you see that your child is struggling in an area, reach out to us. We are here to help, and we are partners. We're partners in this. We're here for the kids.
That's true. I love that. And if you have an issue, come talk to you now, right? Like
That's
come
right,
call
right now.
You're partners. You want to help your kids too.
That's right.
Right. So thank you for everything that you do at Lion Cough. We can't wait to go back and read and do the book tasting and maybe surprise you as Teacher of the Year one day.
Oh, my goodness.
You're fantastic.
Thank
so
you.
thank you
Thank
so
you all.
much.
Thank you so much for having me.